Saw Kung Fu Panda 4 last night. I'm not sure how I feel about it, in honesty. It was a good movie, but I feel like it's probably the worst of the four. As far as wanting to keep my attention. Basically, Poe has to pick a successor for the Dragon Warrior, and he really doesn't want to do that at all throughout the movie and doesn't know how, and he sort of doubts himself and his abilities throughout the movie to the end. But he meets this fox who's like a sly thief type person early in the movie. Then they have to sort of save the day and team up. And then in the end, the thief fox betrays Poe, and then she comes back and saves the day in the end. And she actually becomes the Dragon Warrior. That's his pick. Uguay and them, or Master Shifu or whatever, doesn't necessarily agree as typical Master Shifu does. Um, the Fab Five really weren't in the movie at all, except for the end credits, so don't expect them. So that was kind of disappointing. Like the opening scene, you see one of the old villains come out and rob and steal some like iron or whatever from these goats, and that's how like the movie starts. You find out later that it was the chameleon, which is the main villain of this movie, who could actually transform into different forms and other characters throughout the whole movie because it's a chameleon. She's trying to take over, I guess, the world. Doesn't really say the world. It says like land by land. So nothing like too exciting, but um, she's actually after Poe's knowledge staff, which he carries throughout the movie to the end. And the staff actually opens up like a door to the spirit world where the chameleon brings back all the old like evil masters, and she steals their kung fu, and that's how she plans on taking over the world. And you see that at the end, like some of the old masters the Poe always like looked up to, I guess, or fought off and won against. Like, she was like taking their kung fu, and then at the end, the new Fox character actually becomes the Dragon Warrior and uses his staff to, um, I guess, save the day, relinquish the chameleon of her powers, and sends all the characters back to the spirit world. But both Poe's dads played a role in the movie. He sort of took off to fight the chameleon and go after the chameleon, and they snuck out in the middle of the night, unbeknownst to each other at first, to go after him because they were worried. But here, when they were jumping over their wall, they both landed at the same time. But then they were on their own adventure, trying to find Poe to the end, which they did. A little bit backtracking. The fox actually was stealing some relics from the Jade Palace. And that's when Poe first met her, and they fought. And they actually put her in jail, but she had information about the new evil character, the chameleon, in reality. So Poe let her get out of jail so she could help. But then when they got to this, don't even tell, wherever this city was, she actually had like an underground um, family of thieves that she got to help a little bit. And they did in the end. It's just kind of I want to say like a pointless movie. Um, I know I mixed up the review a little bit here, but again, it didn't really keep my attention the whole time. There was some cool characters, um, like Three Little Rabbits. Like they were all about like violence and vengeance. And some of the other thief characters were pretty cool. Um, and then there was this little like happy bunny bar or whatever that had a bunch of wolves and like a razorback pig in it. Um, the Poe destroyed a little bit, and then Poe's fathers did later. Um, so that played a little bit of a role into the movie, but um, I don't know. I just feel like how they meshed the Dragon Warrior with the Chameleon was kind of anticlimactic, and it didn't really go too well. Like how they merged the two story plots together, like Poe going on his adventure to find the chameleon, but also finding his way, while the chameleon was just more of um, a bad person that wanted like money and stuff early on, because he really didn't find out to the end why she wanted his staff or why she was doing what she was doing. You just knew that she could transform into different characters. So I mean, I guess it was kind of suspenseful, but not really. Um, I mean, I guess it's a kids' movie, so you can't really expect much, but I just felt like the bar got lowered really badly for this movie. Um, and just leaving out like the Fab Five, you just kind of felt like there was something missing. Um, and you just focused on like Poe and that fox and then the chameleon the whole time. Um, didn't really have too much character development, in my opinion. But it was still a good movie, still a kids friendly movie. But you could probably stream it and not see it in the theaters and have the same effect.